it's nice to see you again. Thanks for coming back for another Speedy read. Now, today I've got quite a curious book, because have you heard of the Three Little Pigs and the Big Bad Wolf? You have? Oh, well, I'm very glad to hear that, but have you heard of the Three Little Wolves and the Big Bad Pig? No, I hadn't. And this book is by Eugene Trivizas and Helen Oxenbury. So, shall we find out what it's all about? Good, because I want to see. So, here we are. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, let's have a speedy read. Once upon a time, there were 3 cuddly little wolves with soft fur and fluffy tails who lived with their mother. The first was black, the second was grey, and the third was white. One day, the mother called the 3 little wolves around her and said, "My children, it is time for you to go into the world. Go and build a house for yourselves, but beware of the big bad pig." "Oh, don't worry, mother. We will watch out for him," said the 3 little wolves, and they set off. Soon they met a kangaroo who was pushing a wheelbarrow full of red and yellow bricks. "Please, will you give us some of your bricks?" asked the little 3 wolves. "Certainly," said the kangaroo, and she gave them lots of red and yellow bricks. So the little 3 wolves built themselves a house of bricks. Look, you're doing a very good job there. They're measuring it out, putting the bricks over, mixing up the cement. I reckon it'll be good. The very next day, the big bad pig came prowling down the road and saw the house of bricks that the little wolves had built. The 3 little wolves were playing croquet in the garden when they saw the big bad pig coming. They ran inside the house and locked the door. "Quick, run, he's coming." The pig knocked on the door and grunted, little wolves, let me come in." No, no, no," said the little wolves. "By the hair on our chinny chin chins, we will not let you in, not for all the tea leaves in our china teapot." "Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house down," said the pig. So he huffed, and he puffed, and he huffed, and puffed, but the house didn't fall down. He's trying very hard, isn't he? But the pig wasn't called big and bad for nothing. He went and fetched his sledgehammer, and he knocked the house down. Look at that, swinging the hammer in, the house comes down. The 3 little wolves only just managed to escape before the bricks crumbled, and they were very frightened indeed. Wouldn't you be? I certainly would. "We shall have to build a stronger house," they said. Just then, they saw a beaver who was mixing concrete in a concrete mixer. "Please, will you give us some of your concrete?" asked the 3 little wolves. "Certainly," said the beaver, and he gave them buckets and buckets full of messy, slurry concrete. So the 3 wolves built themselves a house of concrete. I wonder what this one will look like. No sooner had they finished than the big bad pig came prowling down the road and saw the house of concrete that the little wolves had built. They were playing battledore and shuttlecock in the garden, and when they saw the big bad pig coming, they ran inside their house and shut the door. The pig rang the bell and said, "Little frightened wolves, let me come in." "No, no, no," said the 3 little wolves. "By the hair on our chinny chin chins, we will not let you in, not for all the tea leaves in our china teapot." "Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house down," said the pig. So he huffed, and he puffed, and he puffed, and he huffed, but the house didn't fall down. What's he gonna do? But the pig wasn't called big and bad for nothing. He went and fetched his pneumatic drill and smashed the house down. The 3 little wolves managed to escape, but their chinny chin chins were trembling and trembling and trembling. Look, he's drilling through the roof. And they've got a scarper. They've made a makeshift rope out of bed sheets, heading for the hills. "We shall build an even stronger house," they said, because they were very determined. Just then, they saw a lorry coming along the road, carrying barbed wire, iron bars, armor plates, and heavy metal padlocks. "Please, "Will you give us some of your barbed wire, a few iron bars and armoured plates, and some heavy metal padlocks?" they said to the rhinoceros who was driving the lorry. "Sure," said the rhinoceros, and gave them plenty of barbed wire, iron bars, armoured plates, and heavy metal padlocks. He also gave them some plexiglass and some reinforced steel chains because he was a generous and kind-hearted rhinoceros. So the three little pigs built themselves an extremely strong house. It was the strongest, securest house one could possibly imagine. They felt very relaxed and absolutely safe. Well, I should think so. Look at all that stuff. It's a fortress. Surely the pig will never get in. The next day, the big bad pig came prowling along the road as usual. The little wolves were playing hopscotch in the garden. When they saw the big bad pig coming, they ran inside their house, bolted the door, and locked all the 67 padlocks. The pig pressed the video entrance phone and said, "Frightened little wolves with the trembling chins, let me come in." "No, no, no," said the little wolves. "By the hair on our chinny chin chins, we will not let you in, not for all the tea leaves in our china teapot." "Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house down," said the pig. So he huffed, and he puffed, and he puffed, and he huffed, but the house didn't fall down. But the pig, he wasn't called big and bad for nothing. He had brought some dynamite, laid it against the house, lit the fuse, and the house blew up. The little wolves just managed to escape with their fluffy tails scorched. Ouch! You see? My goodness me, that was a lucky escape. What a cheeky pig. "Something must be wrong with our building materials," they said. "We have to try something different, but what?" At that moment, they saw a flamingo bird coming along, pushing a wheelbarrow full of flowers. "Please, will you give us some flowers?" asked the little wolves. "With pleasure," said the flamingo bird, and gave them lots of flowers. So the three little wolves built themselves a house of flowers. Oh, my goodness me, look, they're using sticks, and he's pouring loads of sunflowers out of his wheelbarrow. It looks rather lovely, doesn't it? One wall was of marigolds, one wall of daffodils, one wall of pink roses, and one wall of cherry blossom. The ceiling was made of sunflowers, and the floor was a carpet of daisies. They had water lilies in their bathtub and buttercups in their fridge. It was a rather fragile house, and it swayed with the wind, but it was very beautiful. Next day, the big bad pig came prowling down the road and saw the house of flowers that the little wolves had built. He rang the bluebell and said, "Little frightened wolves with the trembling chins and the scorched tails, let me come in." "No, no, no," said the three little wolves. "By the hair on our chinny chin chins, we will not let you in, not for all the tea leaves in our china teapot." "Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house down," said the pig. But as he took a deep breath, ready to huff and puff, he smelled the soft scent of the flowers. Oh, it was fantastic. And because the scent took his breath away, the pig took another breath. And then another. Instead of huffing and puffing, he began to sniff. He sniffed deeper and deeper until he was quite filled with the fragrant scent. His heart became tender, and he realized how horrible he had been in the past. In other words, he became a big, good pig. He started to sing and to dance the tarantella. Look at him. He's rather merry, isn't he? And I don't think the wolves can believe their eyes. Shaking the tambourine, doing a jig like that, I wouldn't believe it either. At first, the three little wolves were a bit worried, thinking that it might be a trick, but soon they realized that the pig had truly changed. So they came running out of the house. They introduced themselves and started playing games with him. First, they played Pig Pog, and then Piggy in the Middle. And when they were all tired, they invited him into their house. They offered him china tea and strawberries and wolfberries and asked him to stay with them as long as he wanted. The pig accepted, and they all lived happily together ever after. My goodness me. And that was the tale of the Three Little Wolves and the Big Bad Pig. I hope you like that, because I did. That was a funny tale. Look at them eating their butties there up on the scaffolding. They were very industrious wolves, weren't they, building all those houses? And it's nice that, the Big Bad Pig became the Big Good Pig. Yeah, so that was a lovely book, and I have got a few more lovely books whilst I'm here. I'm here for a few days in this theatre. This is my dressing room. So if you stick around, there'll be more Speedy Reads soon. But in the meantime, why don't you let me know what Speedy Reads you like, what picture books you got. You enjoy all the picture books you can find, because they are great. All right? So you go easy. See you soon. Bye.